that no more will you arrest on civil wrongs. Police Act has now specifically prohibited the police from arresting any person merely on a civil wrong or a breach of contract. This Nigerian police force is standing tall. That is what you are saying. And this can be seen in section 32, subsection 2 of the Police Force Establishment Act 2020. This gives a nexus. This brings about a lovely situation where you can say it's a Siamese twins to the provisions of section 82 of the AJA. And of course, we have information of our rights when making an arrest. Every person who is arrested for whatever wrong is entitled to his rights as guaranteed in the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria. Now, we also have in the Police Act, you see, this Police Act is our compass. This is our GPS, which we know that citizens face a complex interplay between their fundamental rights and security concerns. So as a nation, Nigeria, we all know, is built on the principles of democracy, justice, equality, and the guarantee of certain rights to its citizens. Of course, human rights has been called from what we know from section 33 up to section 45 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And of course, the characteristics are very clear. Consistency be rendered null and void. So the promotion and the policing, protection of human rights is at the very core of policing. We have Nigerian case laws on it. The role of the Nigerian police in the promotion and protection of human rights. Although the police use discretion to support human rights, it is the abuse of this discretion and power that results in the violation of human rights of citizens. Of course, we all know one of the basic responsibilities of government can be called from section 42, section 14, subsection 2B of the Nigerian Constitution, which amongst others say the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. Of course, the objectives of the Nigerian police can be captured in the Police Act, Establishment Act of 2020, which, of course, as you can see, okay, it's not there. One, to provide for the police force that is more responsive to the needs of the general public and as entrenched in its operations the values of fairness, justice, and equity. Of course, to also reposition, to bring about, to empower, to develop. Now, the Police Act of 2020 has some beautiful innovations. These innovations were captured so that we could ensure in our policing mandate and task, we are able to protect the human rights and also take care of the security concerns of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, for once, we have a Nigerian police force that was able to capture gloriously the human rights promotion and protection, and which can be seen in section 1 and section 4, sub-A of the 2020 Act. Of course, here you have gender rights, and what you see in the gender rights is that there's a provision for mainstreaming of gender issues into police recruitment training, whereby you can now see in our police special protection units, you have our women there. In the mobile police, you even have an all-women squadron, and of course, in the counter-terrorism units, you have the women there. Then, innovation of the Police Act 2020 also brought about police duty solicitation scheme. Of course, this is section 9, subsection 4, and 5, subsection 2. Of course, running in this trajectory, you also have community policing, which was gravely introduced into the Act of 2020. And of course, the rights of victims was equally captured, whereby it's not just prosecuting offenders, but to also make sure that the victims have a way of being compensated. This can be seen in Section 2H of the 2020 Act. Then, it's also captured that no more will you arrest on civil wrongs. Police Act has